Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Most Accurate Podcast. I am your host, Jennifer Akins, joined by Justin Edwards, as always. Welcome to week 1-5, people, 15. Should be the first week of the fantasy playoffs, depending on your league. Some leagues, maybe not. So, Justin, let's do a little playoff recap with you. What do you have going on? Are you in the playoffs?
I'm in.
I'm sure everyone's tuning in to find out what leagues we've made our playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got knocked out of a couple of leagues just last week, and it's like it's sad until you think about like I don't have to set those lineups for the next 3 weeks. It's kind of a relief. Got knocked out of Scott Fish Bowl. I had a really bad week, but I made it at least into the first couple rounds of SFB, so that's always nice. Got a good amount of teams progressing through like underdog and whatnot. It did, yeah. So we're in the playoffs. Hopefully we bank that off, and then we can repost the video where we on the fly decided to do that draft.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, because I couldn't log in. It was a whole ruckus. You're absolutely right.
But it worked out. Now we're gonna be rich.
Look at us. We're about to win $1 million. Was that a BBM? No, that was like a.
No, it was a Greyhound. It was like a $10 or $12 entry.
I have a few advancing as well. I only have one big BBM going through, and then I've got like a couple Rottweiler, Super Flag, those randoms going through.
I've got a really good Schnauzer team, but that one had like it was like 190,000 entrants, so it better be super good if I'm expecting to do much with it.
I'm sad to tell everyone, I'm sure you're all on the edge of your seats, that I lost my Big Gorilla FFPC.
No.
I'm so bummed. I led wire to wire, and then I lost in the final week. And the thing is, at least I can like rest, easy knowing that it wasn't a decision I made. Like I just got beat. Like my team just didn't perform as well.
Yeah.
I didn't make any wrong decisions. There was nobody on the bench that should have not been, vice versa. So. My team actually showed up. Like had I played, so many other people, I probably would have won. But the person I play against beat me, and that's it. I'm out. It would have been a decent chunk of money that I was really hoping to get. But I'll be all right. And then in my home league that I have won back to back, I'm going for a three-peat. I snuck in the 6th spot, so
let's go.
I'm still there. My team is not great, so I don't expect much. But sometimes the 6th place team wins. And
back to back, I feel like everyone should they're not allowed to play anymore.
Yeah, I was kind of frustrated because the guy I was playing against this week is actually in first place. He had a bye. Like I sent him a text, like, dude, can you just kind of roll over for me? Because I was nervous I wasn't going to get in. And to be honest, I actually lost this week, but thankfully everyone around me lost, so I'm still in. And then the other sad news is that in my guillotine that I had made it all the way this far, I got knocked out this week. And it was due to a bad decision because I started Jalen Hurts over Lamar Jackson, which obviously was the wrong call.
I don't think you were quite expecting the 4 turnover, the one play with 2 turnovers or the 4 turnovers in general.
That game last night was full on Benny Hill, like clown show of every possible way. But Lamar has been really poor for fantasy. And so, he's been single digit for 3 weeks in a row. So I actually picked up Jalen Hurts this week off the waiver wire in that guillotine league and started him. And I think he got me like 3 points. And Lamar had like 22, and I would have been fine had I kept him in. But that's fantasy football for you.
Right.
All right. Anyway, guys, this is the streaming show. We are in week 15. So, streaming is streaming. I don't know if you made it to the playoffs streaming or not, but we are still here to accommodate you if you did. Let's do a quick recap of last week. I will start with quarterbacks. I only had 3, and I really said only one was worth it, and I was right. Tyler Shuck was the quarterback 6 with 21.3 points. Tyrod Taylor played 2 series and then was out, so he doesn't even count. And then Tua, I said was gross, but if you absolutely had to, and he was quarterback 22 with 9.1 points. So, in the end, I was right. But if you did start Tyler Shuck, you were happy. So there you go. How did you do in tight end?
Pretty middling altogether. Brenton Strange was the tight end 22. He had 4 points. Darren Waller was the tight end, 35 and 2 points. I did have an end around though. You love to see the late 30s tight end get an end around.
Love it.
We did hit on Harold Fannin. He was the tight end 1, so we'll take that. Evan Ingram. I was pretty gross about Evan Ingram. He was the tight end 40. Taylor was the tight end 15. So pretty middling week, but Fannin was the TE1, so we'll take that.
All right, that'll work. Kicker, kind of a mixed bag. Best kicker was Riley Patterson. He was kicker 6 with 12 points. And then thicker kicker Mevis over there was tied for kicker 9 with 9 points. And then we kind of, Matt Prater was tied for kicker 14 with 7. And then McManus was tied for kicker 24 with 4. And Jake Moody, a big fat goose egg, tied for kicker 28 with the others that got goose eggs.
That didn't do anything, yeah.
So rare. I mean, it's pretty rare that a kicker gets nothing. Like, they'll at least get 1 extra point. Yeah, I mean, they'll get something. But that was rare, but it happened. So that's kicker, and then go for D.
Defense pretty good. Not as good as last week. So we had all defense 1s last week. The Bucs scored 5 points. They were tied for defense 12. Titans scored 7 against the Browns. They were defense 9. Dolphins had 16 points against the Jets. They were the defense 3. And then the Commanders were the defense 16. They scored 3 points, even though the Vikings scored 31 and blew them out. But they still had a handful of sacks. So they didn't goose egg you if you had to start them.
I was one who did start them. So
it was such a good matchup until it wasn't.
It was. And then within 5 minutes, I was like, oh no, I should have gone with another defense. Because I streamed them over anyway, irrelevant. All right. That was last week. All right. We're going to get to the weird sport of the week, which, as we say every week, it's getting slim out there. But I did find one. And not only did I find one, I found one that was nationally televised. This is the Pillow Fight. Yes, the Pillow Fight Championship is actually televised on ESPN2 as part of their ESPN 8 The Ocho programming.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so basically, Pillow Fight Championship it's a legit professional sports organization. It has competitive, family-friendly combat sports using specialized pillows. It combines the elements of boxing and MMA. They're televised, like I said, on platforms like ESPN. Basically, they're trying to do a family-friendly version, right? So it's an intense combat sport experience without the blood or injuries associated with traditional MMA.
Yeah. I feel like it'd probably be pretty hard to break a bone.
Yeah, I mean, but they're specialized pillows, so I don't know what, the standards, I'm not sure if I read more. Oh, here we go, yes. Specialized equipment. The championship uses specially designed patent-pending combat pillows.
Oh, patent pending.
Patent pending. They weigh about 2 pounds, made with shape-holding foam and sailcloth cases to maximize impact and durability. So basically, this is the deal, right? The matches are very regulated. It's not just a free-for-all like at your, what you picture to be a teenage girl's sleepover. Not like that at all. There's 3 rounds, each lasting for 90 seconds with a 1-minute break in between. There's 3 judges that score the match. Points are awarded for strikes to the head. So I guess that's fair game. 360-degree strikes, a full spin followed by a strike. And then you have knockdowns caused by a strike. There's also showmanship and breaking the opponent's balance. There are rules. You can't grab the opponent or their pillow. You can't stand still. You can't stand still for more than 3 seconds, or use foul language, because it is a family-friendly sport. Apparently,
I feel like it's pretty universal. You don't grab people's pillows.
Yeah, I mean, right? Unless you're wanting to be grabbed in the pillow area. That's it. So that's it. That is Professional Pillow Fight Championship. Justin, thoughts?
Sounds like a blast. I don't know that I would watch it as much as I would partake. Yeah, I
was never like a big pillow fight person. Like, it just doesn't, I don't know, it's like tickling to me. Like, I don't see the point. It's not fun. Like, it's like there's no benefit of pillow fighting. I don't know.
I think
not
I
a
agree.
fan. Now, if you paid me money to go on the circuit and pillow fight, that's a different story. I would do that. But I don't. Yeah, pillow fighting for fun is not my bag. All right, moving on to streamers. Reminder, we're doing quarterback, kicker, tight end defense. Everyone must be rostered in 40% or less in Yahoo leagues to make the list. Okay. I'm going to start with quarterbacks. Not a horrific week, not a fantastic week. Like I said, if you're at a point now that you're streaming quarterback, like, I don't know. I mean, hopefully we have a couple good options here, but I would assume that you probably made your playoffs with somebody that's not a streamer, but I could be wrong. Because we do have a lot of injuries. So that's also a thing. All right. So my first quarterback is JJ McCarthy. He's on the road against the Cowboys, everybody's favorite punching bag. He is 30% rostered. So JJ McCarthy had a really good week. He's coming off a QB9 performance. He gets the 32nd ranked Cowboys in quarterback schedule adjusted fantasy points allowed. And I'm thinking he'll probably likely need to throw a bit. I mean, to play catch up. Dallas is scoring a lot of points. They're averaging 29 points a game. So I think he may have to probably throw a lot. And he's a good option. And he's available in 70% of leagues. So JJ McCarthy is my number one guy. Move down. I'm going back to the well here with Tyler Shough. He's at home against the Panthers. He is 8% rostered. Now, Carolina's not a cakewalk, right? I mean, we know that. They're a pretty good defense. But in week 10, Shough actually started against Carolina. He put up 282 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. So he was able to permeate the Carolina defense already, just, a few five short weeks ago. And he's quarterback 8 over the last 2 weeks. So people are sleeping on Tyler Shough. I think he's a decent option there. This is when it gets a little bit ugly. So the third guy I have here is Aaron Rodgers. He's at home against the Dolphins. He is 24% rostered. He is coming off of a really good game. I think it was, either first or second as far as statistical game for Aaron Rodgers. And he and DK Metcalf seem to be finally figuring things out. So that's good. And Miami's 13th against the quarterback in schedule adjusted fantasy points allowed. So not fantastic, but okay. He is an option. The fourth option I have here is kind of an if no Jaden Daniels, Marcus Mariota on the road against the Giants. He is only 8% rostered. And the Giants are 30th against quarterback. So it's a good matchup for him. As of, 5 minutes before this podcast, we don't know. I think they were stupid to play him in the first place.
Right. You would think,
why are you playing?
Stop messing with it.
It makes no sense. The Commanders are not making the playoffs. There's no run here happening. I don't know why they started him to begin with. And now that he's hurt again, it just doesn't make any sense. So you would think it'd be Mariota. If that's the case, he's a decent option against the Giants. I like him. I even probably like him better than Rodgers. If that were to be the case, I just put him underneath because we don't know. So put a nice little bow. We have McCarthy, Shough, Rodgers, Mariota. Thoughts?
I like it. I mean, it's not even that bad of a week, honestly.
No,
we've had worse weeks.
Yeah, and
there's no buys anymore, which helps.
There's no buys, and at the same time, if you're in a league where people are rational and normal, you shouldn't be picking up players if you're not in it. So you're looking at only a handful of teams that you're fighting against on the waiver wire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, as it is. So there's that. All right, let's get to a few questions here before we move on to the tight end. Let's see here. Okay. I'm not going to pronounce your name, but I had Daniel Jones with 1 point played against Hurts, who got 0. Ugh, brutal. Oh, it's not a question. You're just saying. I was projected to lose, had the Eagles D who pulled off first round. Oh, nice. Yeah, that was rough. As I said earlier, I was a victim of Jalen Hurts as well.
It's nice when the defense pulls you out of the gutter.
You know what? Sometimes that happens. And as I was saying before in my FFPC, the person I was playing against had Seattle D, who has crushed it 2 weeks in a row, over 20 points, which, it's tough to beat a team when their defense scores,
Right. It's like having an extra running back on your team.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Do we think Lamb will play this week? He's in concussion.
Yeah.
Hey, concussion. I kind of like
We're on
that.
Concussion protocol.
I kind of like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have.
He gets a couple extra days because it was a Thursday game, so that helps at least. But I think it's too early to even.
You just have to monitor. Yeah, monitor whether he starts practicing tomorrow or not. Lost Daniel Jones, wavered for Sanders. Sanders. I think he was the quarterback too last week.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. All right, the next question is a tight end question. So why don't we do tight ends first, Justin, and then we'll get to that.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if it answers the question for him. Let's see. Where's my stuff? Pretty decent. I only brought 4 guys. I usually do 5, but I mean, how many people are honestly having to stream right now, as we said? But it could be, and there are some pretty good options. Leading things off is Harold Fannin taking on the Chicago Bears. We have 3 full starts out Shedeur Sanders at this point. Through those 3 games, Harold Fannin leads the team in yardage with 197, which is 27.3% of the team's receiving yards. He's number 1 in first read rate. He's had 11, which is 25% of those first read targets. And he leads the team in yards per route run at 2.43, which is super high for a tight end. And in those 3 weeks, most importantly, he's been the tight end 16, the tight end 10, and the tight end 1. He's pretty much overtaken David Njoku at this point, and Njoku is also questionable for at least week 15 after he left last weekend's matchup. The Bears rank 25th in schedule adjusted fantasy points allowed to opposing offenses, including 15th in tight end AFPA and 31st in wide receiver AFPA. Fannin is more or less a wide receiver behind Jerry Jeudy and Isaiah Bond. So, I mean, we could take that 31st ranking in wide receiver into account. He's available in 60% of leagues. Behind him with an even better matchup is Isaiah Likely, who faces the Bengals. He's available in 93% of leagues. Last week, the Bengals allowed 2 different tight end 1 performances to Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. They combined for 134 yards and a touchdown on 10 catches. The Bengals now allow almost 100 yards per game to opposing tight ends at 97.6. They've also allowed 15 touchdowns to tight ends. The second highest team is 9 touchdowns. So almost double the amount of the second highest team. Likely played the Bengals in week 13. He had he had 95 yards on 5 catches. This past week in Pittsburgh, he put up a 4 for 25 and 1 touchdown line against the Steelers. It's arguable that he should have had a second touchdown, but it was taken away because he did not complete a football move in the end zone, which is a wild reason to take away a touchdown. But anyways, Likely gets the Bengals. The Bengals are easily ranked 32nd in tight end AFPA. So those are definitely my 2 favorite streamers of the week. If you need to go deeper, we have Mike Gesicki, who's on the other side of that Ravens battle. T. Higgins arguably had 2 more concussions this past weekend. He is back in concussion protocol. It was pretty wild mishandling up. He pretty clearly had a concussion. He looked like it. He was holding his head. They checked him out twice. They cleared him twice. I would assume that he is not playing this week. If anything, just to try to cover their own butts. As we've talked about a number of times on this show over the last couple of years, when Higgins is out, Mike Gesicki is a top 10 option. When Higgins is not out, he's like a top 40 option. So if Higgins is out, Gesicki should be streamed in a game that should presumably be pretty high scoring. He's available in 98% of leagues, if I didn't already say that. And if you have to go even further down the list of my preferences, Colston Loveland gets the Browns. We are only talking about 2 games, I'm realizing, between these 4 streamers. It's just the tight ends in these 2 games. Loveland gets the Browns. He has started to pull away from deployment from Cole Kmet. And then last week, they were pretty much 50-50 in routes run again. That was without Rome Odunze. So we'll see if Odunze returning changes how much 12 personnel they're using. But Loveland did still find the end zone. This is a pretty low scoring game. I think it's like 40.5 or something like that against the Browns. So it's not a big ceiling play, but Colston Loveland works as a good floor play. Put a bow on that. We have Harold Fannin, who should absolutely be streamed or rostered in every league. He's available in 60% of leagues. Isaiah Likely gets a 1-week boost against the Bengals. He is 93% available. Mike Gesicki gets presumably a 1-week boost without T. Higgins. He is 98% available. And Colston Loveland is available in 60% of Yahoo leagues. You might be muted, unless it's on my end.
No, I was muted.
Okay.
My son is sick and is coughing, and I forgot.
Oh, okay.
I forgot to shut my door, so I just figured the fine folks listening to this podcast don't want to hear a 16-year-old coughing. So I did mute, and I'm sorry. All right, we have Go BMX 3091, Tyler Warren or Harold Fannin.
I'm probably leaning Fannin by a little bit. We still don't know if it's Riley Leonard starting for the Colts or if it's Phillip Rivers, which is hilarious news.
I could talk for 30 minutes about that. That's incredible.
If it wasn't past the trade deadline, I would assume the Colts would probably be trying to trade for Joe Flacco just to see if he'll play for his third team in the same calendar year. But I would lead Fannin by a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Let's hear. All right, let's get to some kicker action. I don't see Lee here. Sorry, Lee Ving. We're going without you.
Sorry,
Lee might have lost and is not here for.
We'll see him next year
for streaming. We'll be back, Lee. All right, we'll get to kicker here. Yeah, I've got 5. No, I'm sorry. I've got 4 names for you. I took one off, so let's just delete this one here. All right, so my top guy of the week is Eddie Pinheiro. He is returning, allegedly. We will see. If he does not return, obviously don't start him. But he has been injured, but he is back after the 49ers bye and recovering a little bit here. He is at home against Tennessee. So first of all, they're in San Francisco or Santa Clara. Good weather. Well, I don't want someone coming back.
No, you're right. They're in California somewhere.
They're in California, so there should be no snow or anything crazy. But yeah, he's at home against Tennessee. They are 12.5-point favorites in this matchup with a 28.5 team total. And he is available in 92% of rosters. So he's my lead guy. Followed not far behind by Mr. Thicker Kicker himself, Harrison Mevis. He is at home as well against Detroit, also in California. So that will be a warm game. He's only 16% rostered right now. The Rams have the highest team total of the week at 30.75 at the moment, and they are favored by 5.5. So we like Mevis, and Mevis actually had a good week. So, I was, like I said, concerned because McVay, doesn't really love kicking field goals. But he was kicker 9, in the week. So he had a decent week last week. But so, yeah, Mevis is my second guy. Third, welcome back, old friend Andres Borregales. He is back. Yes, he is back at home against Buffalo. That could have some weather, obviously. New England is, weather, but maybe not. We'll see. He's only 14% rostered somehow, even though he is, I believe, kicker 6 on the season. He is still only 14% rostered in Yahoo leagues. For some reason, people just don't listen. Andres Borregales every week. They're in basically a pick'em against Buffalo. Technically, they are underdogs by 1 point, but let's be real, that's a pick'em. And their projected team total is 24.75. And then I brought one more guy just in case your league is super deep and you need Younghoe Koo at home against the Washington Commanders. He plays for the Giants. In case any of you immediately think Falcons, he's not there anymore. He plays for the Giants, and he's available in 98% of rosters, or right, 98% of leagues. So he should be fair there for you. The Giants are 2.5-point favorites over the Commanders, and they have a 24.5 team total. So wrapping this up for you, you got Eddie Pinheiro, Harrison Mevis, Andres Borregales, and Younghoe Koo.
Many options.
Many. And I had a 5th, which was Cairo Santos. So I'll just throw that out there, but I don't have the stats in front of me. But if you absolutely need a 5th, he's there too.
Just trust.
Just trust. All right. Aaron wants to know Fannin or Strange. They both see a lot of targets. Fannin's on fire. Justin.
Yeah. Probably still Fannin, but it's like, I think all these guys are right in the same group. So we go back to Tyler Warren. I'd probably go Fannin, Strange, Warren this week, but they're all like tight end 9 to 13 or 14, like in that.
Right. They all should give you tight end 1 numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. This next question is a defense. So on that note, Justin, why don't you roll through your defenses?
Yeah, let's do it. There we are. First team is Cleveland taking on the Browns. We just saw Shedeur Sanders have his
Cleveland
breakout
taking
game.
on the Browns, huh?
Cleveland, Chicago. The Browns heading to Chicago to take on the Bears.
Okay, there we go.
And the Bears are 22% rostered. They take on Shedeur Sanders, who did just have his breakout game in Week 14 this past weekend. But he also completed only 53% of his passes. He's taken 8 sacks on the year, and his 4.8% turnover-worthy play rate would rank second highest in the league if extrapolated over a full season. So I think there's some fantasy goodness to be had by the Bears DST. They're also 7.5-point home favorites. Probably should have included that part. Second team here is the Jaguars taking on the New York Jets. The Jags will presumably take on UDFA rookie Brady Cook if Tyrod doesn't get cleared in time. Brady Cook had 4 turnover-worthy plays per PFF in his limited time last week, and he took 6 sacks in that limited time. So good way to get some fantasy points there. The Dolphins defense scored 16 points in this spot last week. The Jets are projected for 14.5 points, which is somehow not even the lowest on the slate, which belongs to the Raiders at 13.5 points, which is wild behavior. The Jags are available in 62% of leagues. Third team here this week is the 49ers taking on the Titans. Cam Ward is coming off his first multi-touchdown game of his career.
Ooh.
I had to do a triple take there. I'm like, oh, he has not thrown 2 touchdown passes yet. But he threw those 2 touchdown passes while completing only 50% of his passes for 4.2 yards per attempt. On the season, he has 5.6 yards per attempt, which ranks 43rd out of 44 qualifying quarterbacks, above only Dylan Gabriel. The Titans, as you mentioned earlier, are 12.5-point road dogs. So 49ers should be a good floor play here for DSTs. And finally, we have the Cowboys versus the Vikings. They're available in 89% of leagues because they have looked pretty rough through points of this season, but so has J.J. McCarthy. He looked much better in Week 14, but he did only drop back 29 times in that blowout win. We should expect a far more tumultuous game script against the Cowboys team that ranks 3rd in total scoring offense and 1st in total yardage. So they should hopefully put the heat on McCarthy. And we'll see how he performs when his team is not cruising to a 31-0 lead. Put a bow on that. Bears and Jags are probably interchangeable as my favorite of the week. The Bears are rostered in 22% of leagues, 38%. The 49ers are available in 74% of leagues, and the Cowboys are available in 89% of Yahoo leagues.
All right. Let's see. This question, I believe, is he really just wanted to know best defenses to stream. He's been rolling with the Chargers. I guess you answered the question, right? I mean, you went through all the ones to best to stream. Bears and Jaguars kind of tied. Yeah.
He's looking for possibly next week too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even. Yeah. Then go ahead and answer that if you'd like.
The Giants take on the Vikings, so that could be of interest. The Texans get the Raiders next week, but I would imagine the Texans are not in my league.
They're not streamable. Not in the
league. Jets get Tyler Shuck and the Saints next week, and then Week 17. I mean, how rostered are the Giants? They get Washington this week, and then the Vikings.
I can tell you real quick. I'm
and then the Raiders. So check for the Giants, but I think they must be over the threshold, or I would have mentioned them.
Let's see. I can look real quick whilst here. They are 2% rostered.
Oh, yeah. So the Giants in Week 16 and 17 get the Vikings and then the Raiders.
Yeah.
Particularly that Raiders matchup could win a fantasy
and they
championship.
have Washington this week, which
right, exactly.
That difficult.
So yeah, if you're looking for someone this week, potentially, and definitely someone for Week 17, the Giants are a fantastic grab.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us today. Once again, as we say every week, head over to 4for4, check out all the content. My dead weight came out this morning. All the streamer articles are up. Really everything except stash and trade, I think, rolling here in Week 15. So check all that stuff out, and we will see you all next week. Thanks for joining.